Hello everyone and welcome back to Rogue Trader. In the previous episode we moved around a lot because I wanted to go back to a place which has I think it was a one-time event and I wanted to try again, but we couldn't. So that was that, and then we moved around in this region and we finally get an interesting event when we earned 4 navigation insight, and that allowed us to go here and explore these planets. And of course during our traveling we run into a lot of trouble and we had to fight on the ship a lot of time with demons. But now we are going to Furibundus, to Footfall station, to do Jaya's quest and to meet up with the Inquisitor. And this information. Oh, what's that? We have new crony events. Oh. Terrible news from Darkness, your lordship. Your vigilant servants have discovered an absence of treachery on our capital world, one that has grown far too large and could rupture at any moment. Abscess of treachery, not absence of treachery. The informants report that the group now known as the Brigadier class is actually a cover for a Honduras cult of genetic degenerates who currently have their people in every echelon of the hive. They are traitors to the purity of humanity, traitors to the creed, rebels and heretics. What exactly did my people find out? One tenacious clerk from the Administratum had questioned the authenticity of the reports coming from the ruins of Scipion 84249. He personally attended the debris removal and entered the lower levels of the fallen hive. There he discovered signs that proved Scipione to be infected by the gene plague. Thousands of corpses of the extra-armed degenerates had been buried in the mass grave. He had also found the remains of Achilles Calendar's people. It seemed that they had noticed the signs of corruption, and the traitors aiming to cover up their crimes buried their misdeeds under the ruins of the hive. On the way back, the clerk's transport was destroyed but miraculously managed to survive. Now the heretics think that they have covered their tracks once more, and so they continue their plots, oblivious and unprepared for our attack. What is the mutant plague that is affecting our capital? Horrendous distortion of the human image. It seems that they spread their poison by biting and enslaving the victims. Like vampires or something like that. Some of them are indistinguishable from normal humans, while others are disgustingly ugly. Yeah, vampires. And those are the Nosferatu. The heretics hide them away from prying eyes. They seem to be connected by a common consciousness and are absolutely loyal to the despicable cult. The astropathic Corpmaster of Darus has suggested that a cult may be behind the extermination of the Psychers on the planet. He can sense the ghost of a powerful consciousness of some sort. The astropaths that we have forced to serve on Dargnus are afraid. They do not wish to become a living shield if the enemy launches another Psi assault at us. I am afraid that this line in our defense is quite fragile. Henrix, what are those mutants? They are called gene stealers. Oh no, we have gene stealers on our world. Then it's pretty much doomed. If a hive fleet is near. So those who don't know about gene stealers, there's the Tyranids, which is like a bug-like aliens, and they travel in the galaxy and they invade the world and they turn every living organism on the world to a biomass and they consume it, and when they rid of one world completely they move to the next. Gene stealer cults are seeds. Basically they arrive from space and they make this cult, and once they grow large enough and they can sabotage the world defenses, they signal to the High Fleet, or vice versa, when the High Fleet is near enough, the cult awakens so they can prepare for the High Fleet arrival. They are called Genestealers and they are not simple mutants, they are a xenos plague that breeds inside the human brain, forever distorting their genetic makeup and enslaving them to the brood. This is much more threatening than the Dark fleet that ravaged the capital earlier. If they are on Organus, they will try to take over the entire planet sooner or later. The messengers of the Great Devourer. My race can sense the shapeshifters, but you should stay vigilant and attack. For a race with such a weak psyche as the monkey, their appearance can prove deadly. The Brigadier clan is a cover for this disgusting cult. Indeed, they have probably started to recruit the workers. It is easy to get lost among them. Disguising themselves as technomads, they gained a cover for their secret operations and infiltration into our upper echelons of power. Each crisis allows them to gain our trust and receive our resources. And the most despicable of all is that they have corrupted our beliefs as well. They revere the God Emperor in the image of a four-armed abomination. Their prayers are full of hatred toward those in power and promises of reckoning when their dreadful deity will come and equate them with their oppressions. With us, that is. Many fools and troublemakers have fallen for their lies. Praise be, it was wise not to let them into hides on pain of death. Scurrying through the wastelands, they could only recruit the Vandals dwelling there, and a very few of the cult cells are positioned inside the hives. The suppression of the minor cults dealt them a harsh blow. By returning the flock to a loyal stable, we have got down the possible amount of their new recruits. What forces do they have at their disposal? The heretics mostly consist of workers, but some have infiltrated the guard as well. The weapons are primarily made by repurposing industrial machinery. The cultists are fearless and will readily sacrifice themselves for the sake of their common goal. But the worst part is their psychic threat. We cannot even begin to gauge it. We fear that the tribes of the Engine Vandals will support them as well, partially influenced by the plague and partially lured by the promise of a good rain. We have to act. Absolutely right, it is impossible to negotiate with the degenerates. Our only option is to completely annihilate them. Yes, in this case, that's the only option. We should start from the top. Should we attack decisively and quickly, or should we expose ourselves by bringing our heavy weapons into the capital and gain an advantage in firepower? To quietly eliminate their leaders, or to hit the infected territories and cleanse them of traitors? Rakan, raise the people to battle and publicly proclaim war. Tell the people that the heretics are hiding among them and the millions of loyal subjects will grind the thousands of traitors to dust. May Dargonus cleanse itself of its filth. Since all of them are linked by a common will, we could start by launching our attack there. If the Astropathic Core could drown out the voice of the brood, we would be able to launch a sudden strike and act quickly enough before the enemy would be able to restore cohesion and inform each other of the assault. Wow, these are very, very hard. Well, this is the only way that has a solid chance of success. Argento is right, we will announce an internal enemy to the people. They should come to the aid of the enforcers who will be attacking in full force. May the mutant heretics perish in the cleansing flames. At the appointed time, the hides of the Argonauts shook from the thunderous dread of military machinery. An army of enforcers came to wage war on the mutant heretics. The heretics, while having time to prepare their defenses, could not match the planetary guard's weaponry. The enforcers were supported by an enraged mob led by a fanatically howling priest. The fight has quickly devolved into a bloody riot. The inhabitants of the heights rallied threw their support behind the enforcers after watching them severely punish the minor cults. The lesson in obedience has been learned, and the volunteers hope to obtain some spoils from the losing side. Everything was over after a planetary cycle. The faulty shrines, the heretics' sanctuaries were set ablaze, the cult's agents mercilessly exterminated, and the rest of the degenerate ranks crushed amid street battles. Only one thing made the rogue trader servants feel a sense of unease. Inside the cult's main temple, they found a hatchery for some grotesquely enormous monster. It was empty. They did not find the beast. If the Emperor had been merciful to the Argonauts, then the monster had perished in the fires that had enfoiled the hives during that cycle. Tainted factory. What's that? And we have to move there. Let's do the Holy Prophet. So we had to visit these words. Oh, let's do that. Because we already did the... No, we haven't did any of that, but we need more reputation with the explorators, so... There is Kiava Gamma. We could make a route here, but that would cost us a lot of navigators inside, and I don't want to do that in case we really need to do. We really need to make a route to a planet we cannot reach otherwise. Okay, let's move towards Fremundus. The ship's Augurs registered an emission of common radiation in one of the chambers. The result, some of the watchmen now have glowing irises, which has proven to be quite beneficial in the performance of their duties. The Western's professors are in doubt and suggest it may be outward sign of corruption. Gather the corrupted for a mass prayer. The crew's fervent prayers were answered. Those bearing the most ominous irises dropped dead upon hearing the hymn of the God Emperor. The rest were struck with a severe sickness which did not abate until the vessel left the Sea of Songs. Don't like that we lose our holy gifts. Warp emanations have filled our plasma drive bay. Demons having appeared out of thin air and are twisting the appearances and minds of the crew. Some of the voicemen are being turned into mutant strikers. This incident must be stopped at once. Then let's go and stop them. I wonder if these demons will be Senj demons again. Right. Ooh, white. Yep. Hungry blue horror. Energy feast. Incoming energy damage heals and empowers the creature. Okay. We caught that in time. That's the last gun. Auto gun. Let's change our sniper rifle. It's also less. A solid projectile rifle. Let's put that there. A few grenades for Argenta. I don't know if a plasma weapon counts as energy. We'll see. Maybe you need another kind of close combat weapon, which is not a power weapon. Or some kind of gun.
I will lead us to fortune. Who, if not me?
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Oh, Iria can deal with the mutant psycho. There. Then past there and Abelard there. Now that's the problem.
I am not your slave, pet monkey. If I must. If it serves your cause.
There's another mutant type. Okay, let's check what happens when we do this.
It will be done.
Okay, Abelard is effective against them.
You are done.
No more.
Exploit them. We got. And that's it.
It's as good as done.
The best defense is a good offense.
It didn't work. Oh, the psycho is dead. Alright then. Let's finish this one.
I'll do it. Right is a bread.
Now we
Doubt
can
is for
run
the
and
weak.
gun. Where are the others? Okay.
Rejoice in battle.
In theory, Abelard couldn't get hurt from this.
The Emperor commands. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I was chosen. Power resides in the will of the righteous. Faith without deed.
Nice.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Not run and gun.
As the
And
Emperor
move.
commands, I act.
A little bit closer. But that's not enough.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Let's increase her stats and
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
12 shot. Now let's do that.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I don't think I have line of sight with that guy. But if we can shoot the cycle, then we shoot. You are in cover, right? Yeah. Have a slightly higher chance of this. He's not dead yet.
The Omnissiah knows comprehends all.
No, it is dead.
Swift and silent.
In theory, this shot will empower the
I
creature.
am not your Xenos pet monkey.
But I wonder if
This tedium is
we
beneath.
can kill it with one shot.
This is hidden from my sight. If it serves your cause.
Yeah, it gets some kind of bonus from the shot.
My place is at the fort. A tactically sound approach.
Let's move there. Okay, now this is the let's get back.
I always have a backup plan.
It seems this will be a long journey to Furibundus. Well, but now we have secure route directly to Furibundus. Let's go to the station. Our captain, we have received a vast message from Footfall. The Inquisition has declared martial law on the station due to the threat of malicious extremis. Docking will require special permission, and even most of the asteroids have been cordoned off. The station custodian, Her Ladyship Insidia Chorda, sends her greetings and invites your lordship to disembark at the docks with a small retinue. The reinforcers will meet you there to escort to another chamber for a private audience. The voice crackles with static and Jair's honeyed voice fills the air. Viges the salve for my heart. Forgive the intrusion, but I have important business with the rogue trader. Oh, Shireen, I simply wish to remind you about my numbskull crew who got themselves captured by some rival ashmags. Vladaim is too occupied for schemes, and besides, Insidia Chorda has already put him in his place, which leaves only Falco. May the Azi tear his soul to pieces. Footfall is straight ahead, and I would rather not waste the precious sand still left in the hourglass of their lives. His two are wrenched into the works, making my trade network fall apart like a badly assembled chrono. No income, no profits, only damages, all because my right hand is chained up on the Footfall asteroids. How about we pay Falco a courteous visit? I am sure your imposing visage will loosen his tongue, and maybe, just maybe, untie the hands of my crew. Let's go and see what happened to your crew. Shireen, I ever mentioned that you are the most fragrant rosebush in the entire blossoming garden of the Coruscant Expanse. If this is all you have to say, the Voxmaster unceremoniously boots Jay from the channel. Apologies, Lord Captain, what will be your instruction? What other options for landing on Footfall do we have? We have none, Lord Captain. The ogres are reporting that all docking gates not watched by the enforcers are locked and rigged with explosives. Very well, let us take a look at Footfall's new hospitality. As you wish, Lord Captain. We can only go to the atrium. This is the party. Let's go. Oh, but I wanted to go to the dock. to meet Opticon-22 and sell all the planetary data to him. Hopefully we can do that later. Or he is here at the atrium. Yeah, there would be no reason for him to hang around in the docks if the docks are not working. Come on. Of course you're loading a lot of things because Footfall station is a bit different now. Engines here. Zeta 42 is MU.
Let us not dawdle.
Let's talk to him. The typist who spots an expert emblem on his scarlet robe directs the unblinking gaze of his augmented ocular lens at you and says in a hissing voice, "Salutary functionality initiated. Glory to the host von Valencius. Great Terminal Zeta 4232 MU, property of the Adeptus Explorator Omnissiah Speed. Ready to process incoming request. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah." I'd like to make a deal. Fail to praise request. Were you seeking to access the trading interface? Glory to the Omnissiah. Yeah, requesting access to the trading interface. But we cannot sell the planetary information. Force field emitter. After using run and gun, the Vera gains 50% core efficiency when in cover for one round. Improved injector. The user immediately gains the +4 AP is nice, but if we cannot attack. Okay, so let's talk to this guy. Who are you? Identify the request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here and heed. This unit's identifier is Trade Terminal Zeta 4233 MU. Designated purpose: processing, trading, and information request and offers made to the Adeptus Mechanicus Explorator Omnissiah. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. Where is Opticon-22? Information request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here and heed. Unit logist Opticon-22 was instructed to leave the location Footfall and head to the strategic location Euphrates 2 in order to provide support to the Explorator Omnissiah fleet. After standard drives were performed on the Trade Terminal Zeta 4233 MU, it was deemed an adequate functional replacement and received the blessings to process requests at the location Footfall. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. I have data on planets that will be interest of your owners. Information exchange request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here and heed. The information supplied has been deemed norm-conformed and is acceptable. This unit is grateful to host von Valencius for their cooperation. It will be rewarded in accordance with the mutual aid encouragement subunit. Glory to the Omnissiah. How are you doing working on the Insidia Corridor's rule? Information request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here and here. The units walked through the Insidia, Basta, Chorda, and the state units' actions have no significant effect on the operation of this Explorator Cognizance Fleet mission, since the said unit has no jurisdiction over the Adeptus Mechanicus or any assets thereof. Glory to the Omnissiah. Okay, let's ask him. Why do you keep saying glory to the Omnissiah? Information request declined. Acceptable response not found for the following reasons. Here and here. Request falls outside processing trade and information request and offers functionality. Try restarting your request without missing a beat that actually adds confidently. Glory to the Omnissiah. A mistake, my lead. Request processing functionality suspended. Glory to the Omnissiah. Poor guy. Oh, we haven't leveled up, Joya. Well, Shoreen, what do we have here? A cowardly Ashmak who wants to get his paws on my certificate without even working up a sweat. Considering the circumstances currently affecting Footfall, the only fitting place this spirit could be hiding in the sewers. Journal's wrinkles at the very thought. A nasty spot with a powerful whiff about it, that is true. But I swear to you, Shireen, you won't come up with a better trap for Farco. I know these tunnels like the back of my hand, and the most delicious part of all is that Ashmak chose to go in there. He'll wish he hadn't. Of course, that's only if the Aji don't mess things up for us, everything else to plan. And if it doesn't, Joe breaks off her shoulders, sagging under the weight of her doubt. If it doesn't, my gang are dead, Shireen. One wrong move, one wrong word. God, thrown them that Ashmak. Why is everything so difficult? Perhaps I should just give him the Mercantum Tabula Officiale. Falk was not a complete idiot. He won't risk such a valuable payoff. He'll hold up his end on the deal and give me Dora and the others. Explain your plan in more detail. The guess is what we need to go down into the sewer tunnels of the Footfall. Connect a tank of sleeping gas to the old ventilation system and direct the airflow to Falco's toilet, and of course pray to the exalted one that the Ashmak jackals don't spot us. It's true, Shireen, it's going to be a little trickier than it seems. Falco is desperate, so he's bound to have his thugs patrolling the tunnels. If we go crashing around down there, he will something. He knows something is afoot, and when Falco was feeling jumpy, Gianos was flared with impotent rage. Heads roll. Where are we going to get a tank of sleeping gas? Well, I think her bartender friend might be coming to play. Just stares at you, trying to decide if you are joking or being completely serious. What do you take me for? I have acquired it already. Don't worry, I have everything covered. How do we get into the tunnels? Most of the passages have sealed off by Chorda's hounds, but there is one they definitely haven't got. Jill visibly perks up and winks at you. Time to pay a visit to Octi and the Adeptus Amasacus Shireen. Okay, I knew she would go, or she will get into play somehow. Come, it's time to enter the sewers. To the Amasacus we go, Shireen, or do you have other pressing business to handle on the way there? Maybe. But let's level you up. Oh, this will be a long one. Maybe some toughness. Strategies choose one of the combat tactics. One of the attacks by allies in that area gain covering against the enemy that falls on your power test. Covering enemies suffer a lot of negative modifiers, additional melee enemies in the weapon used by sleep. Okay, I don't really know about these zones, so it doesn't really matter. The starter commander strategy gains one random unknown stratagem, and that it can use until the end of the combat for 0 AP. Fire at will. If there are no enemies in the backline area, the first attack in the turn made by every ally in that area costs 1 less AP. But that doesn't mean we can attack more. Opens. The first item used in a turn can be used a second time for 0 AP. Let's do that. She's got a good ballistic skill. Maybe give her some plasma weapons. Because we have plasma pistols and such things. Let's give her more intelligence. And a bit more willpower. Let's give the plasma weapon expert. Increase her. We cannot increase her ballistic skill anymore. And fellowship. Stronger together, all allies excluding Xenos in the current party gain +4 to the same characters. Let's choose that. Flash wound. Auxiliary officer uses an ability. Therefore die to the Emperor by other Imperial Blood characters gain plus 10 all characters gain +2 zone. Commerce. Critical zone. Using a situational backline area grants allies the area increase critical hit chance against enemies they are protected by cover from. Crossfire zone. Using a situational frontline area grants allies in the area increase dodge against other allies attacks. Sniping zone. Each ally in the rear area gains plus the intelligence fellowship bonus. That's 11 divided by 2 to 5. There are no enemies in the fight around the ally. Let's do that. More ballistic skills for And can we increase? No, we cannot increase ballistics anymore. So increase intelligence. Okay, and we will check her equipment. And we take back our gun. A Guardian rifle. No, you need better pistols. Like this one. The Eldar chainsword is okay for you. Okay, and let's check armor. You have body glove with 25%. 15, 25. Same property. And loyalist grab. Oh, I wanted that for myself, I think. Let's check for dodge. What? Why can't we? Why can't we equip this? Oh, we have Eldar equipment, I think. But why doesn't it? Don't know why it signals that we cannot put that on. And can she put that on? No. I don't know why we can't equip that. That's the best we have. Because she has a very high dodge chance. I don't want to ruin that. Let's see about trinkets. Persuasion. We are perform an attack of opportunity. Use the recoil of all automatic weapons. Let's put that on. That's not for you. Let's use those gloves. Each time you are still testing the tactical advantage again. Resolve. Okay, I think that's we're against +5 each time the ability is effect on ally. I think we are good here for now.
I still can't believe we've been saved. In the Dark City, I often prayed to the Exalted One, and now I'm going to need a lot of thrones to hold up my end of the bargain. But I have no regrets.
Salvation is the consequence of his immeasurable mercy to those faithful to his cause, not the fruit of any bargain. The Emperor does not strike deals.
Well, it's either the Ecclesiarchy or the Inquisition.
I always keep my options open.
That's the gang.
Keep your wits about you.
Iris. This heresy, his son, blasphemy.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay, I don't want to read it.
Is there money to be made?
Have mercy, our families are starving. We only have taken a couple of Nutri-bars. Lies, I see clearly with my naked eye the corruption that has enfolded your nature. When the cleansing fire can absorb you now. Guilty. And crazy hand. The Emperor protects me. Guilty, burn him. Instead, the Chorda is absorbed in reading a long slip of parchment. Her left hand is holding a silver spoon with which she is carefully scooping up grain matter from the outer skull of a man contoured next to her. Welcome, balances. I have been informed of your arrival. Scooping up grain matter from the outer skull of a man contoured. What? Well, if it's up to us, she will die. Exhaustion has crisscrossed Insidious feature with lines, her cheek is twisted in a continuous nervous tick, yet her eyes are ablaze with a indomitable resolve. A brilliant aura of power and righteous fury surrounds her like a man. She gracefully brings a gold-plated inhaler to her lips, takes a deep breath, and the fire in her gaze flares like cosmos dust. I wonder if that is some kind of medicine or drug. What is this abominable act his daughter is committing? The Sisters of Battle whispers incredulously as she stares at Forger's monstrous feet. There must be reason. Let's examine her. One look at Insidious' full dress uniform shows that it has not been changed in many days. The collar is greasy and the laces are stained with sweat. The air is tingled with the smell of inhaled stimulant that is used to give Surf the ability to work multiple watches without rest. She's corrupted. Point at the man with the open skull. What is that? Insidious sinks her silver spoon into the man's brain and slowly consumes this revolting monster. I must know the taste of a criminal's thought. It is how I learn to recognize their patterns. This entertainment of yours reeks corruption. Insidious does not bat an eye on the man's death. A laughable accusation. Do you think yourself capable of detecting corruption? Something wild sparks in her pale eyes. Now I'm really regretting not bringing Henrix along. You know not the first thing about perceiving it, sensing it, peering into people's souls and seeing the heinousness therein. You do not know what it's like to look at their faces and see the brand of their impious deeds. But I know it all too well, and none will escape my wrath. What is going on here? The Lord Inquisitor has bestowed upon me the honor of bringing order to this cesspool of pirates and heretics, to rid Footfall of the corruption that has scattered its limbs and turned its imperial station into a hotbed of free-thinking and inefficiency. And I will not rest until all have been judged. This is no tribunal, this is slaughter. I agree. Argent grimaces. As lot as my soul is conquered with a Xenos, it is indeed. Yeah, the situation has got really bad when Iriad and Argenta are agreed on something. Insidious studies you with a predatory smile. It must have been an Emperor's providence that brought you here to my court. It would be my pleasure to indict you for more crimes you have committed. I have just broken out after being held captive by Xenos in Komorag and butchering my way through scores of enemies of humanity. Tell me, am I truly the greatest enemy of the Imperium you have been able to find? That you are loathed and feared by the enemies of humanity does not make you pure in the eyes of the Emperor, but perhaps he saw fit to set you a different path. one of righteous genocide and lots of redemption for your faults. I will never dare to go against his will. Let's do this. Those of you who acknowledge me as your sovereign are viewed by the laws as subject of houseborn balances and therefore are exempt from Chorda's judgment. I will take you aboard my ship. The hopeful crowd in the atrium starts hysterically clamoring their oaths of fealty to House von Valancius. None of them thinks twice about clutching at the life-saving straw you have offered them. Insidia leans on an armrest and looks at you with contempt. Take this pitiful gaggle of miscreants if you so desire. My trial will not end here. I have the whole of Footfall to judge. What happened between you and Winterscale? Winterscale is a traitor. While the expanse burns ravaged by heretics and unhallowed Xenos, he abandoned his duty completely and had the nerve to ignore the Lord Inquisition's call to battle. My servants are taking over his words and ships while he is hiding from the cunning and indulging his base urges. Soon enough he will too stand before judgment. Have you and Caligos lost your minds? The expanse in a calamitous state, and you two are busy settling scores? You must seize this at once. I don't want to tell them that we know that Winterscale is dead. Negotiating with a mad dog is off the table now. He will merely laugh at your thoughts of reconciliation and execute your invoice. For too long has Caligos reveled in impunity and believed himself the king of his world. So are you charged of Footfall now? Indeed I am. When the Lord Inquisitor enacted the martial law in the expanse, I offered my support at once. Footfall was chosen as the Lord Inquisitor's headquarters, and the position of Footfall's liege was temporarily abolished while this war lasts, or perhaps longer than that. All authority was transferred to the station's warden, to me. While the Lord Inquisitor is preoccupied with matters of strategic planning, I am tasked with security and order. Well, considering that you rule over a lot of worlds, that's a very lowly task for a rogue trader. And there is much to do on that front. Pirates and smugglers, apostates and coal traders, deserters and outlaws, every one of them warrants attention. Cracking her neck stiff from many hours of reading documents, Insidia again scoops up the brain from the open skull of the poor fellow standing next to her with the silver spoon. Everywhere you look, servants are buckling under heavy sacks of denunciations, warrants and other documents. Where is the Lord Inquisitor? In the least chambers coordinating the expanse defense, his attention is focused on matters of vital importance and he is not seeing any supplicants. The soldier wearing Inquisitor armor echoes Insidia's words. Your lordship cannot see the Lord Inquisitor now. However, he bade to inform your lordship that he will summon you later when the circumstances permit him to do so. We shall see whether Footfall will thank the Emperor for your reign. In due time I will weed out all the taint that has bred here on Footfall for so long. And then pious fear, loyalty and devotion will once again become the players of this station under his watchful eye. Yeah, I want to do this, so we are doing this. No more judgment, seize this disgrace and get off Footfall. Insidia touches a panel on the throne armrest and immediately shielded by a reflector field. You hear the sounds of alarms going off in the distance. A mocking smile cuts across her face. Go ahead, Trakan, give me a reason. The warrior clothing Inquisitor armor announces. The Lord Inquisitor's instructions were to maintain order and ensure his allies' safety, using any methods, however extreme they may have to be. If Her Ladyship is gravely threatened, we are authorized to detonate the dome over this sector. Doing so will trigger an explosive decompression. The attackers will be destroyed during their persuasion, while Her Ladyship will be protected by the field projected by her throne. I urge you not to take steps that might be interpreted as an act of aggression. Enough, as your accused, your accused await, and so do my duties. Wait, you have a duty to the Emperor that you must see to. Ladaim Tokara, the deplorable rebel who once ruled the station, has slipped away from me. He is insinuating the people to revolt, killing my servants and hiding from my wrath with the dexterity of a voidler. My informers claim he often appears in the den of unrest that bears the irreverent name of the Adeptus Amosecus. We have made several attempts to arrest him, yet he evaded capture each time. Reverend Hieronymus has gone there to convince him to surrender quietly, but his efforts have likewise been unsuccessful. In the interest of Footfall's integrity, Tokara must be apprehended. As the rogue trader in authority, I order you to aid me in bringing him to justice. The asteroid where the Adeptus Amosecus is located has been cordoned off, but my enforcer will take you there. I want you to lure Tokara out of his hole and seize him so that he may stand trial. Do this for the sake of Footfall's liberation and pave the road that my justice will tread. Why did Hieronymus go to the Adeptus Amosecus? Reverend Hieronymus headed where the rebels are seen the most often, so he could preach to them and sway them to repent. Alas, he still cannot see the difference between those who are erred and those who are beyond any hope of redemption. I haven't the slightest desire to get involved in your petty squabbles. Nova's grimace appears on inside your face and her voice trembles with anger and tension. You still cannot grasp the fact that everything has changed, Trakan. Gone is the time when you could do only what you wish to do. It is now time to do what you must. As long as you refuse to cooperate, Footfall's isolated sectors will remain off limits to you. Go and consider my words and your position. Instead, he dismisses you with an outrageously brazen gesture. We will consider other options. But first, level up. Tactical knowledge. Removes one exploit from each enemy in a fight and on the point within tells if there is only one enemy in that area, the operative removes all exploits taken from that enemy. All allies gain until the end of the combat. If 4 or more exploits are removed, the operative gains a number of single exploit damage until the end of the combat. Sold. And we are really good at tech use. Acquisition, an ally who immediately recovers from burning, bleeding, tossing and stunned. Yes, get back to the fight. And she's lower Imperium and Commerce. forceful, so the warrior gathers all their strength for a crushing strike. Their next melee attack pushes the enemy away. Distance of that push is equal. Okay. Breakthrough. Warrior gains a slash ability with charges for this round. Slash cannot be used in the same round as charge. The warrior dashes through an enemy to the south, the enemy's opposing side, makes a melee attack with minus 50% reduced damage. Can be, but only once for one target per round. Does not provoke another opportunity. Let's try this, maybe it will be useful. And he's also a commerce, but let's increase his athletics. Rapid fire. The soldier's next burst attack will have its rate of fire doubled, but deal 25 less damage. All the shots will follow random trajectories. Only version will keep a burst fire. Concentrated fire. The next range area attack makes by the soldier deals damage and has an additional dodge reduction. Controlled shot. The soldier gives a sigh. Then they are about to open fire the soldier, and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. Let's do that. And she is the demolition expert. Oscar. Let's do the precise attack. And he's our logic expert. Operative is his next non-area attack increases the intimidate effect on the first target hit by the attack and all enemies in the 5-star radius around the target. The damage dealt by the intimidating enemy is reduced. Double the perception bonus. Yeah. Until the operative's next turn. This negative effect is doubled for enemies with less than... Okay. And she is Lord Xenos. No awareness. That's more important. Let's check the journal. Okay. The Great Judgment. Inside the corridor wishes for Volume Tokra to stand trial. False asteroids are cordoned off by reinforcers, and the only solution that will grant the Lord Captain free run of the station is acting logic of the proposition, or at least pretending to accept it. Let's see if we can go to the Omnissiah. I don't think we can. There's the pilot funeral stuff. This is the house. Haven't been here for a while. Soldier was killed with a sudden blow and point blank range, quick and quiet. We have some loot here. Let's collect all the loot.
I always get the job done.
Osmo. Nice. We have some invisible man.
Let us not dawdle.
Suspicious crowd. Someone should have thrown down the throat of the soldier of Omnissiah and burned the trails.
I always keep my options open.
Someone is standing with her black crest against the wall, watching something.
Keep your wits about you. I always have a backup plan.
Ah, there's the goods. And I think that's it. Okay, so we have to talk to this.
Is there money to be made?
Can we talk to her? No, we can't.
Always keep your eye on.
Maybe we can go to the massacres after all. So let's try that, and then we can return to here. Oh, it seems that we can go here.
I always keep my options open.
Interesting. Combat servitor. Something is going down here. Vadaim's gun.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
You have no other options, Riza. If you abandon Footfall to Chorda and flee, where are you going to sell your goods? Or restock your supplies? It will just be a slow death for all of you. No missiles, no water, no air. So quite barging with the inevitable and follow the plan. Your plan is a suicide pact. You have no allies, no weapons, no nothing. Vadaim and Riza notice you, and the old pirate grins sarcastically. You are trying to play above your league, Wakamo. You're taken on a rogue trader dynasty with only a handful of cutthroats and a couple of guns to your name. I see you march to the gallows is more of a gallop. Turning away from Riza, Vadaim's expression does not change, but an indistinct curse falls from his lips. Lish Tokara, my greetings. Vladimir replies in a ceremonious voice, my apologies for being unable to receive your lordship in my office. My present status imposes certain limitations on me. Greetings, your lordship, and as for you, Wakamo, I've got nothing to add. Your plan is utter crap and the kind of gamble I don't take. I leave you think about your prospects and maybe realize that using my shuttle would be a better idea, while the shuttle and I are still here. By the throne's radiance, Vadaim, if you don't tell me this very moment where you and Falco are keeping my guys. The former liege interrupted with a dry gesture. I don't do business with rats, Haydari, and surprisingly enough, I don't mean you this time. In that case, pray to the exalted one that Falco confirms what you said before he dies. Disappointed, Jera takes her hand off her weapon and bows her head before you penitently. Forgive me my brazenness, Shireen, is all yours. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just look at Vadaim. The former league looks angry and focused. His coat collar is unbuttoned, showing the meshwork of ceramite reinforced armor hidden underneath. He's wearing a gun holster on his side. Now that Vadaim has thrown off the mask of a disgruntled bureaucrat, his sleeves are rolled up, showing his old bandit tattoos. He's exuding an aura of imperious cruelty. How is the station faring? It's turned into a kingdom of death, executing protesters, cracking down on corrupt traders, and suppressing dissidents are all good, useful policies with reasonable limits. I've used them myself, in fact. However, with Lady Chorda, reasonable limits are distant memory at this point. Fortunately, I've been preparing for that turn of events ever since the first time that Heck tried to take Footfall. You helped us then, giving me time to organize. I set up weapon caches, enlisted more fighters, and deleted my agent's data from the Cogitator network. When Chorda took power, she thought she had won, but the station was still mine, to an extent. My little army is waging war on the enforcers. We slaughter patrols, wrestle back detainees, and punish those who collaborate with the enemy, or are close to someone who does. Vadaim's ruthless smile is like a jagged steel trap. Insidia has her reprisals and I have mine. Everyone must remember that there are consequences for collaborating with the occupational force. I see your position of power has not changed. You're still the bandit you always were. Vladimir smiles tersely. Old habits never go away. I admit I didn't exactly miss the days of my youth, but to find myself in a line of fire again is invigorating. Your lordship, perhaps you have little love to spare for me. Nor have you built a strong alliance with the organization I'm a member of. But if I'm looking at the new order of things on Footfall gives you even a tiny suspicion that it's damn madness, step in and help me stop it. Wait a minute, I would like to make a deal with the Casbolica. Regretfully, Your Lordship, I have nothing to offer you at the moment. My access to the assets you've been interested in has been temporarily restricted. It's going to take putting a bullet through a couple of heads for me to once again be able to offer adequate range of merchandise. Oh, okay. What kind of help do you expect from me? A general uprising will be doomed. The enforcers have isolated the asteroids. We can strike out against Insidia. She has the greater numbers and her throne's reflector field will protect her from any attack. An insidious smile appears on the liege lips. So, we'll ask her ladyship to come to us, exploiting her overconfidence. If she wants my blood, let her come and spill it. She knows we use the Avasacus as our meeting place. If you let the enforcers know I can be found and grabbed in here, she will come, hardly with her throne in tow, I imagine. We lure her into a trap, kill her, and take back Footfall. News of Insidia's death is hardly going to please the Lord Inquisitor. That's true, but it would please us. Considering Alcazar has never once interfered in the station's affairs, he doesn't care about Footfall. This means he also doesn't care who runs the station so long as things are quiet on it. I'm going to make sure things are quiet. Granted, he did give Chorda a security detail, but if she's already, Kokora emphasizes the last word, dead, and her death doesn't smell of deadly heresy, he likely won't bother to investigate. The Lord Inquisition will simply entrust governance to someone who won't cause him problems. Me. I realize it's a bloody hypothesis and the Lord Inquisitor may have thanked for Chorda's death, but my life is at stake as it is, so I may as well take the risk. Yeah, and if we are thinking of big game, well, probably Insidia Chorda has an heir, so that's no problem. We just change the dynasty heads. What size force do you command? However much Chorda would like to believe she's kicked the Casbolic out of Footfall, she hasn't. We're scattered all over the station lying low and there's still enough of us to cause trouble. A small band of my most daring cutthroat staff members who were by my side when I came to power. Business partners who still remember that any venture is only as reliable as the grip of the venturers stand on their pistol. And to that, the group of Xenos mercenaries which my colleagues from the Casbolic Commission have provided me. A radical solution, I know, but they don't care who they kill as long as I pay them and I have the means to pay them. Xeno mercenaries. Interesting. We would have greater numbers if Rizza wasn't so damnedly cautious, and Hieronymus did us a favor and shut his preaching trap. Vladimir grits his teeth and adds quietly, I would have long thrown the good reverend for a loop if it weren't for the fanatical mob that would show up here to avenge him. Why would I take part in that? Because a critically important station in the Expanse is about to become a graveyard. Once commerce dies, merchants will turn to piracy. What else could they do? Connections between worlds will be weakened since Chorda will make short work of Astropaths as soon as she gets to them. And Chorda, do you think Footfall will be enough for her? No, she will march on, perhaps to your words as well. Well, he's got a point there. Besides, your lordship has not yet considered the possibilities that working with the Casbah Commission opens up. Now is the perfect moment for you to gain a new ally. In a time of crisis, every friendship is valuable. Yes, I wanted to hear the alliance offer. In Celia Chorda has nothing to offer you, while my origination gratitude is guaranteed. Between losing an influential partner and strengthening your ties with them, I'm sure you will opt for the latter. Why has Hieronymus shown up here? He preaches repentance. Vladimir remains stone-faced for a few seconds before giving in and letting a sarcastic smile on his lips. Chorda sent him here to make us lay down our arms and renounce our rebellious ways. But he seems taken aback by the scale of Lady Insidious purges, which opens up possibilities. If we put pressure on him, he will bring over zealots who will tear apart whoever he points his finger at. A useful man, I regret not establishing rapport with him sooner. What does Riza have a problem with? She has misgivings about the prospect of our cooperation. The old rogue prefers not to pick fights unless her victory is a foregone conclusion. And right now she seems to be planning on fleeing rather than fighting. He needs the right kind of motivation. What a shame there is no one that could be... okay, I don't know if it's okay to say that word. Values enough for me to take them hostage. Why did Riza call you Warhammer? Old nicknames die hard as old habits. I used to be known by the name at the station. Warhammer is a myth, a malicious spirit stalking for preying Footfall's empty sectors. Kokorochakus, I had a terrible reputation when I was young. I have understood your plan. An unblinking gaze fixes upon you. I hope you are finding it promising. I will help you overthrow Chorda. Each second of her continued rule will cost the lives of hundreds of innocent people. The shadows are full of his thick eyeballs. I cannot say I approve of antagonizing Chorda, but her methods being what they are, I definitely disapprove of assisting her. And she was spooning brain matter from another man and eating it. And that is a little bit of extreme. Well, not for a space marine, but for her, sure. Yeah, by the way, space marine can eat brains and get knowledge from the brain, but they had special, not mutation, special organs for that implanted in them. And I have serious doubt that Chorda has that. So, I am glad you are with us, your lordship. This is a fight we must be well prepared for. As a colleague of mine used to say, if your brain doesn't hurt from all that thinking of where to hide, it will find out even your skull isn't thick enough once the fight is on. We sound especially ironic considering how he died. I'd like to ask your opinion on how prepared we are to entertain Lady Insidia. Perhaps some of those gathered in here will support us. Riza's people, Hieronymus zealots, even Octavianus regulars. We can use whomever we can get. If you think that it may be worth fortifying our positions or preparing a few surprises for our guests, my people and arsenal are at your disposal. All you have to do is say the word. As soon as we are ready, send Chorda a message saying I'm here. Let her come. We'll settle our differences the Footfall way, with a gunfight. I'll go and take a look around. Vadim nods attentively, then looks down at a data tablet showing a map of the station systems. He scrutinizes it with a pensive expression. Okay, so we can rally up some help in the Amasekus and from other part of the station.
Keep
But,
your wits about you.
we will do that in the next episode. I hope you like this one and I see you in the next. Bye!